Hello, everybody. Woot, 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 woot. Oh my gosh. Hmm. How's everybody doing? Sorry, I was reading a tweet. Oops. We are going to talk today about Jayme, Klaus, Marie. How's it going, babe? How you doing? You're the first one in here. Hello, Joe. Hello, hello. Rachel, good morning. Yeah, it still is for another 4 minutes. I'm a little bit early. I've been busy this morning. Sandy, hello. Hello, hello, hello. This poor ordeal with this little Jayme just really has got me really upset, the poor little thing. Posh puppy, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Shalom, Sandy. Harley, how's it going? I'm so glad to see y'all in here this morning. It's going to be a little bit of everything, I think, today. You know, Gina Marie, how's it going, babe? It's a beautiful day here. I mean, it is a pretty day. Oh my gosh, nothing worse than a pulled muscle. I mean, that is painful. I hope you're okay. Harley, good. I'm glad everything's going good for you, babe. I really am. Proofin! Hello. I believe it has, yes. You know what I was watching this morning? Good morning, Em and kids. I was watching, not watching, I was reading. You know, their neighbors only live like 300 feet on the side of them. That's it, 300 feet. And hello, Lori. And they heard 2 gunshots. But this morning they're saying, oh, thank you. See, I don't wear it down very often. This morning they were saying that the front door was actually shot in. Mr. Boot, I got my eye on you too. You little turd. I saw you in a not so nice dream. I had to question it. But they said that they heard the shots. Yes. It's between 2 ribs. Oh God, that's, you know, that's terrible. That hurts. Click, click. I did. Click, click. You're too funny. You know, we're just talking about that little Jayme Klaus that is missing now. There's my little Paula. Hang on, let me get my headset on. Good morning, Paula.
Good afternoon, Uber. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, peachy.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
That didn't sound too good.
Oh, we're just having big, like, weather swings here. So
Really?
I've got a little bit of a migraine percolating
Oh,
from
honey, you
the
didn't have to
thermometer.
come on if you're not feeling good.
Honey, I'm always good with you. You always make me feel better.
Well, you do look very pretty. Your makeup's on spot today.
Oh, well, thank you, darling.
You're
This
welcome.
is Urban Decay Born to Run palette, just for everybody who cares.
Awesome. Good colors. Good fall colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was feeling kind of pumpkin-y today.
Well, you did it great. I mean, you look wonderful.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Welcome, darling. Darling. So, good morning, Cian. So, I was just catching all these people up. They have, I believe, debunked that was not a, that was not her in that car. And there was somebody else that got a clearer view of it, and it looked like a little child crawling
Mm-hmm.
to the back seat. So they have debunked that. But what I did see this morning was that I was telling them that the neighbors only live 300 feet on the side of them. 300 feet. And that he emulated the Columbine shooters, even dressed like them. 19 dead so far. Oh my gosh, Mr. Boot. In Ukraine? Oh my gosh. What is this world coming to? Hello, Jenny. Good morning. Tawana, my little darling. Good morning. Tawana, I want you to know that pizza fed me for 2 days and it was delicious. Thank you very much.
Isn't she the sweetest thing on 2 feet?
She is. She was just so sweet. Tawana sent a pizza to me the other day when we were doing the Hurricane Michael. And that was just so sweet. Lady Raiden, good morning, honey, my little doll. Good morning. She is one of the first ones I ever modded on my channel, believe it or not, Paula.
I don't doubt it.
And that's been a year ago.
Wow.
I know, right?
I know.
So, and I just love her.
Flies.
Just love her. Hey, everybody, sub to that Witch's Cauldron. That's Miss Paula's channel. She does teach Wiccan. And good morning, Kelly. And so just want you to know that that is her other channel. Please sub to her. SDMF, hello.
I just realized I was on the Cauldron and not Bull Run Paranormal. I'm pulling Bull Run up now.
Oh, that's okay. At least you'll get a few more subs.
Thank
Donna,
you.
good morning, honey. You are doing some awesome work with those cards. Thank you. God, my kids are just going crazy. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's get back to Jayme Kloss.
Mm-hmm.
New knee replacement is stiff, so I'm working it. Yes, keep working it. Keep working it. Keep that going, you know?
That's the toughest thing is slowly increasing that range of motion and, getting back on your feet, so to speak. My sister had both of her knees replaced.
My mom did too. God dang it. It was just painful as can be.
Yeah, my brother-in-law had to have it done. And I mean, he's always been, he plays tennis, he ran, he, does everything. And man, he had never had to rehab from an orthopedic injury or anything before.
Right.
But he was like bone on bone from all those years playing tennis. And it kicked him in the ass. Him in the ass. It was really tough on him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know how you've lived through as many orthopedic injuries as you had. This really sucks.
I'll tell you what happened to my mom. She went in for hip replacement, and she came out of the hip replacement just in terrible pain, right?
Right.
So, of course, they're treating her, but they got her up and wanted her to walk, which they normally do. They get you up right after surgery and make you walk. She begged me for help. She kept saying I would rather die than go through this pain. So I kept going through her. I went to her orthopedic surgeon. He'd come in and check on her. And I told him, I said, something's not right. She never complains like this. I mean, this isn't her. She's in dire pain. She can't handle it. Oh, there's nothing wrong with her. I said, I want her re-x-rayed. I want her x-rayed. Well, when they did, what had happened was when he went to put that rod inside of her hip bone, there's the ball. He splintered that bone, cracked that bone, and they made her get up and walk on it. It fractured her bone more. So they had to go in and redo it.
Yeah, go back in.
It was terrible. So anyway, hello, everybody coming in. The story of Dory. How are you? DC, hello. Quinny, hello. Yes, let's talk about Jayme. So I was just saying the neighbors live 300 feet from the house, Jayme's family's house. The father is 56 or was 56. The mother was 46. They've both worked at a turkey farm for 20 some years. So Jayme Kloss is the young 13-year-old that is now missing. Good morning, Christian. So when the neighbors heard the shots, of course, it woke them up, but there was an unidentified caller that called 911. Good morning, Cheryl, or good afternoon. That called 911. They did not identify themselves. All the 911 operators could do was listen, and they heard screams for help in the background. Now,
Mm-hmm.
they have since, according to the police, what I heard this morning, they have since identified the cell that call came from, but they are not
Mm-hmm.
saying who it is. The front door of the home was shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Was shot down. Now, they said the other day that the parents were killed. This happened Monday morning at 1:30 or 1 o'clock.
Here's the picture of the little girl if you want to
Thank you
present
very
me.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let me do that real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me do that. Thank you very much for doing that. This is the young girl. Her name is Jayme Kloss. She's 13 years old, very, very shy. She has turned up missing. They have no leads. Hello, Pineapple. Welcome to the chat. They have no leads on this young lady. They do not know where she is, if she's alive. They have sent out the dogs. They've sent out infrared. They've done drones. Yes, yes, Kim, it is. Yes, very much so. And so this young girl is just, from what I've read and what I heard this morning, even one of somebody caught on there and said that they were asked in her school, no, they don't know motive. No, they don't know anything. Or if they do, they're not saying anything in order to get more, jump on this case. They do have over 200 leads so far, and they are going through each one of those separately, of course. But from this morning, somebody got on and said that in Jayme's class, the question was to the students, what would you do if you got $1 million? And her reply was, I would feed the hungry and give to the poor. Now, that's the kind of young lady this little girl is. She's 13 years old. She's 5 foot, 100 pounds. She's got green eyes and sandy blonde hair. Yes, proof. Yes, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Now, they are planning on doing the autopsies on the parents sometime today. Then they will have an official cause of death, which I'm sure that will come out also. So, folks, look for this. Young lady, I just, God bless her. I can't imagine how scared she is. I can't imagine how devastated. I can't put myself even in her shoes. I just can't. I don't know what, I can't do it.
It's horrible. I mean, I get the feeling she was targeted, and it was an online kind of thing.
Right.
I can't get past that. And I don't think she's anywhere near her home.
Right.
I think she's been whisked away. Because you and I and Ghost chatted a little bit yesterday after
Yes.
a live stream,
Mhm.
and those images keep playing out.
I got to go get my dog in. I'll be right back.
Okay, honey. But it is so important, for parents to make sure you know what your kids are doing on the computer, even enlisting the help of other parents, like if they're at a friend's house or something like that.
Like that. Go on. Go lay down now.
Because,
Go on,
even though someone online may portray themselves as another teenager online, that's a very common tactic of predators, that they get someone's, a young person's trust online, And I hate to say this. But human sex trafficking is a lot bigger problem in this country than most people realize. And it started really kind of ramping up about, well, I was still working. So that was 2016, about 2013, 2014. Sex trafficking started really ramping up. And at first it was, like illegals and things like that. But now they're targeting younger children. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, I really, really hate to say this, but the ones that get like the biggest price are the Caucasian ones. And a lot of times the Caucasian children that end up in sex trafficking end up byway through the cartels and like down to Mexico and then into the Middle East.
Oh my
And
God, you see what Kim just wrote?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my word.
I mean, when I was still working, and we would have to go in and, do inspections and stuff, we would kind of get reports that, there were people still in these like massage parlors and stuff well after the hours when the massage parlors had shut down. And as a fire marshal, that gave me right of entry, because if someone was sleeping there, that's a change of use of the building. Okay. And it was really pretty profound how many like women and Hispanic illegal women we found literally, locked in prisoners in these massage shops that were really prostitution rings.
And folks, Paula knows what she's talking about. She's been in law enforcement for many,
20,
many years, as of
20 years.
her hubby is in law enforcement. So she knows exactly what she's talking about when it comes to this stuff.
And they just had a big, and it's kind of ironic. But the last one, the one out in, what was it, Iowa that we did? The young lady in Iowa?
Yes.
My better half and I were talking about that. And he said, well, we just got a big training bulletin on sex trafficking. He's like, and now, a lot of the younger women and children that are being come up missing end up in the Middle East. They're trafficked. And that's horrible. But they have a different targeted demographic, and these children, boys and girls, and these young women that are, forced basically into sexual servitude and slavery, they have hellacious lives. And it breaks my heart. And I'm just really fearful.
Now, Kim was saying that they caught over, let me find that again. I got to quit saying, it's terrible. 20, I got to find this now. 20 women.
Mm-hmm.
20 women, home of sex traffickers, all perps arrested. 20 girls.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Kim, that just breaks my heart.
That happens up here. We have a very big, in Prince William and Fairfax counties, we have very large Hispanic and Latino communities. We also have fairly large Asian communities. And, they would be turning these bars into quote unquote nightclubs, but there would be a bunch of like 3 by 6 closets where they would literally lock the women in at night and keep them in the back, like in a storage area. They would make these little row of, you know, um, rooms, and they would just have, like a bucket to go to the bathroom in, and there was barely enough room for like a cot. Um, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart because, um, especially, if someone is in the U.S. illegally, they don't trust law enforcement. And, it just really saddens me because no one wants to see anyone treated in that manner.
Right, right.
Um, and, I've got friends that are that are in the sex crimes unit, and their jobs are to hunt down predators online that go after kids.
Mm-hmm.
And two of my friends, within a year after retiring, they both committed suicide
Oh my gosh.
because it was so hard on them. What they saw online, I mean, getting into the deep, dark part of the dark web, I mean, where kids were, they filmed snuff videos, which is where they actually kill the child
Uh-huh.
in the video and during the sex act. Um, and it was just horrific. It was just horrific.
Wow.
And, you don't think about stuff like that going on. And I cannot, if you are a parent, I cannot stress to you how you really need to have really hard, frank conversations with your children about really tough topics like this, and the importance of keeping themselves anonymous, not getting out anything like where they live, what school they go to, their parents' names,
Yep.
any of that. And I really am scared to death that this child
I hear it in your
has
voice.
has yeah, this one's hitting hard
Yeah,
because
I
it's a
hear.
child. The other ones that we've worked on have been adults, basically. Like a 19, 20-year old, a young man in his 20s, and it's all horrible. But if it's a child, I mean, 13, she hasn't even had a chance at life.
No. Uh, the town is called Barron. It's a little town close to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Hi, Lid Hot. Thank you for that video that you did yesterday, by the way. That was nice. Thank you. This is why we keep telling you guys to be careful on how you present yourself and your family on YouTube, if this is the case. We don't know for sure, but you have to be careful how you present or what you let your child do when they're online. Make sure you monitor them. Hi,
Exactly. Lady
Daffodils.
Raiden just said, don't be afraid to look at your child's internet history. Had she and her husband not looked at her son's phone, they never would have known about the hacker disguised as an ex-army sergeant.
See, there you go. Good job, lady.
And, I will tell you, even, my stepsons are 32 and 35 years old. So, when they were teenagers and, were using the computer and stuff, guess what? I was right there. Their dad designed web pages so he could check out, internet histories and everything. But we were up in their grill, and they hated it because
Mm-hmm.
they thought that we didn't trust them, until I sat them down and said, it's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust the jackass on the other end that you're talking to. I said, because on the internet, you can be anybody. It's an anonymous thing, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, they wigged out when they found out that we had it. So we recorded every text message that they got on their phones, and everything like that. We could get full transcripts of everything.
He came to me one day telling me a guy was, Katie B said, my son is 12 and he's allowed Facebook. He's not allowed Facebook or any of that, but he has an Xbox and talks to other players as well. I stress never, ever to say any personal info. He came to me one day telling me a guy was asking what his mom and dad did and where we were and when we were home and gone. We reported the account immediately. Good job. Yes. And that's what I'm talking about. It just takes one slip because he's scared of what's out there. Good, Beth. I'm glad to hear that. And, we're not trying to scare you. It's that it's not us you need to be, worried about. It's these people out there. You have no idea the horror and the things that they do to young children almost daily. A lot of sick people in this world. He gets upset. I tell him when he gets mortgage, he will have privacy. I'll tell you what, this is a cruel thing to do, but look it up. Some of the sex trafficking on YouTube and have your kids watch it. There's a program up there where they set up their kids.
Yep.
They set their kids up. And you wouldn't believe the amount of kids. Terry, how are you doing, honey? You wouldn't believe how many of the kids go with strangers. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Have your kids watch it.
Well, and look what Vintage Seeking Soul just said. She said she just got here. I trusted him with the electronics one day, decided to look, and discovered he was messaging a person telling them he wanted to end his life. She said, took him straight to the ER. Thank God I looked.
Yep.
And, and then, we have the history, in this country of people saying stuff like that. You have Columbine. I lost two really good friends that were literally shot at the police station by a kid whose parents had tried to get him committed on numerous occasions. And he got up there and he shot up a police station.
Yeah.
And one of them was the lady that she actually trained my better half at the academy. And they both left kids behind.
Vintage, I hope that your son is okay now. And that's a sad story, Paula. That is so sad.
And, you hear about, especially these kids being so, I want to say, a lot of time they've been bullied. And then they lash out in the one way they can think of. I live in a state where, a lot of people have guns. And people, their parents didn't ever think that their child would go and get, AR-15s and shoot up a police station with it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And the people with Columbine, their parents didn't think about it. You don't think about that stuff.
That's right.
It's not only, to keep your kids safe from a predator, but also to have those conversations with your kids and be able to have those, really tough conversations and have that open of a relationship.
The thing is, never make it to where your children are afraid to tell you when they have talked to somebody. Explain to them how dangerous it is. Don't let them think that they're in trouble. Talk to them, earn that relationship to where they will come to you if there is a predator out there or fishy business. Now, lady, Raiden just said the hacker would have conversations with my son, talking about the army, but would pepper the combo with questions, asking for my hubby and I names, addresses, where we did our banking, where my hubby worked. There you go.
And this girl's journey said her son was bullied all hours of the night on social media, and he attempted to take his life last year. He's better now, but the
Oh,
past year has been very hard.
oh my
You
God.
can't, you cannot make it so that you're not able to have those conversations with your kids and come at it in a way that's not judgmental, but make it a learning experience.
Exactly.
And you know, so many parents are afraid, if I breach this subject, then they'll be more curious about it and, be more likely to do something, on the internet and stuff. And, it,
Hi, Tara.
I
Hello,
am
Sylvia.
exactly KDB. Um, Sometimes I think, I, I have said many times that, social media and the internet are the devil, um, because it's just opened our kids up to so much more. They can't be kids anymore. They're just bombarded with stuff all the time. And, I felt sorry, even, with my stepsons growing up, in the late 90s and early 2000s, you know, they were subjected to a lot more kind of nefarious stuff than I ever was being a child of the 70s.
Right.
My God, we were gone from the house from, right after breakfast until, when the porch lights came on, your butt better be home kind of thing in the
Yep.
summertime and stuff. And, we ran in and out of all the moms' houses that, were home during the day and everything. And, I really feel sorry for the kids now because they don't have that kind of environment hardly anymore.
Mm-mm. No, they don't have a safe place.
Yeah. Um,
Wow, vintage. Since I took all the privacy away, took his door off the hinge, he recently, after months, got his door back. Wow. See, there's tough love.
we did that with my oldest stepson because we lived in like a one level rambler and he kept crawling out of the damn window and disappearing. So he got the door taken off and it's and he got caught stealing my car. So
Yeah.
he ended up spending time in juvenile detention. And, here he is 35 now. And he's like, I get it. You taught me a really tough lesson that I needed to learn.
Yep.
He's
Tough
like,
love.
you had to teach me the rules, that the rules were there for a reason. He's like, I didn't see it at the time, but now it makes perfect sense. He said, because I used to joke and say, I was the best step monster anywhere around. Um, but both of those boys still call me mom to this day.
Exactly.
And when they're in trouble, it's really funny. The younger one used to work for the fire department, and he would like come up to my office and be looking for me. He's like, "Hey, is Paula around?" Then I knew he was just checking in to see how I was. But he's like, "Where's my mother?" Then I knew something really bad had happened because he
Right.
called me mom at work.
Oh. Now look at all these. Look at all these comments in here. Pitbull hugs, babe.
Yeah.
Uh, look at all these comments in here. This just blows me away. Tawana said, I used to have my kid's godmother be somebody else, talk to my children on the internet to see how much info she could get out of them. There you go. Good for you. Uh, Katie B said, agree, no place is safe. Internet, playing in outside. School seems like all shitty these days. Everything is shitty. Tracy, hugs, my darling. I miss you. You're such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Uh,
Beth, the same. Um, you know, your kids, if you take that tough love stance, but make it a learning opportunity and not, come down with the wrath of God kind of thing. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you just have to like almost slap them in the head with a 2x4, but you can't, even though you want to.
Right.
um, you know, when they get older, they look back. And I was the same way. When I was 17 years old, I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. You couldn't
Mhm.
tell me a damn thing. And, that's one of the hardest things as a parent is watching your child fall on their face.
Oh, hang on a minute. Tracy, you bought home in Vancouver? Oh, yay, we're close.
Oh, Tracy, that's
Yay.
awesome.
Oh, Tracy, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. Oh, good.
But, it's so tough being a parent these days. It is so tough. And God bless all of you that are raising kids now, God bless all of you.
Yeah.
Because you've got a lot harder job than I did.
Oh my
Exactly,
gosh, Terry,
Carolyn.
no kidding. I caught my daughter posting a pic on a site called Hot or Not. Computer went in the living room. Good for you. Hey, Eric. Oh, yes, Tracy, do. I'll give you my phone number. We'll make a plan when you guys get settled. Oh. Let me see. Lady said, my son is like that. He's 15 and thinks nothing will happen to him and that there are no consequences. Man, man, man.
My oldest stepson was like that. And he ended up, by the time he was 22, man, he had police charges in every jurisdiction around here and had 15 felonies hanging over his head for trafficking drugs.
Oh, geez, oh, Pete's. Here's the thing. Now, you can have a very good child. I mean, very good. And I'm sure all of you understand what I'm going to say. Hi, Rosebud. Hugs, hugs, hugs. And I'm sure a lot of you can understand what I'm saying, such as, let me use Lady Raiden's son for instance.
Exactly.
Um, I'm sure he's a very, very good guy, very good kid. But these predators out there online, they groom you. They make friends and then they find the weakest link in your life. Oh, it's nice to see you too, Rosebud. Thank you, honey.
Well, in Uber, if you remember, we had the
We had a predator.
predator that was grooming grown women to
Now,
get to their kids.
yes, and he is continually doing that from what I understand. Jenna, my little doll.
So, it's like I said, I am Jenna. I love you, honey.
And it was almost, what was that? He was on for, what was it, 3 or 4 months before we found out about this?
It was several months. It was several
Yeah,
months. And
and
then,
he groomed each and every one of us
mhm.
until he got sloppy. And then we found out and busted him up. Yes, Eric, yes. He had to ask permission. I explained it that let mom make that decision and then you blamed for making the wrong choice. Exactly, Aaron. Sister Earth, hugs. I'm so glad you come in here. You're such a sweetheart. Yes, they are, Katie B.
But I mean, if you stop and think where we had a predator in our community that was grooming grown women. Imagine how easy it would be when you think that you're pretty savvy about the ways of the world as an adult and you've got a few years on you. Um, it's think how easy it would be to then groom an innocent child and just get that kind of information out of a child who doesn't have the life experience that we had
Exactly.
behind us.
And he was in this community for a long time, going from chat to chat to chat to chat.
Yeah. Hi, Eric. How you doing, honey? It's me. But this beautiful young girl, This one breaks my heart. It
Yeah,
really and truly does.
I can tell it's
Hi,
hitting
Rosebud,
me
babe.
too. Paul, I got to tell you, this is so weird. Um,
No,
yeah,
Jenna.
never mind. I'm not going to say anything. No, Jana, she hasn't been. We are speaking about Jayme. Oh, you're talking about the Predator? He was under Captain Buford. I'm sure he's still around under a different name. But
Well,
yeah,
didn't he pose as a woman later on then?
I think so. I don't know if we can prove it or not, but yeah, he was a weirdo, I'm telling you. He was a weirdo. Then we had the other one. What was it? Linda? Went by Linda something. Pretended that she was transgender. And come to find out it was just a man pretending and getting people grooming women.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Busted him out too. I'm sorry, Katie. Oh, geez, oh, Pete's. Yep, Jennifer, he is. Hello, Jennifer, my little doll. That's just my point, and say with what Paula was saying. We are grown adults. He also went by Love is a Battlefield. Oh, are you sure that was him, Eric? We, you know, we have life experiences. I mean, we are all adults and we've had those life experiences. So when you get a child that hasn't been through as much as we've been through and seen what we've seen, they're very, very vulnerable.
They are. We're kind of, jaded and everything. And, you know, kids that age, they've still got an innocence to them.
Yes, lady, that's the name. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, that's the name.
But, like I said, the only thing that everybody that I encourage everyone to do is to have a hard conversation with their kids.
Thanks,
Um,
Eric. I probably did. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
um, Grooming on the internet happens when someone um, poses and presents themselves in a different manner. In other words, um, say presenting themselves a predator, sexual predator, presenting themselves as a teenaged guy that saw your cute picture on Hot or Not or whatever, or on you go into these multiplayer gaming platforms on Xbox and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was that one 16-year-old girl that kept what was her name? Madam Smith, that kept
Yep.
saying she was in law school and this and that and the other, and she's a 16-year-old runaway. And you know, then they draw you in, they draw someone in that to then get information about where they live, get a little more information like, oh, well, what are your parents' names? What do they do for a living? When are they going to be home? When are you by yourself? Blah, 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 blah. And then they finally make that, hey, let's meet up. Let me send you money for a bus ticket,
Mm-hmm.
and you come visit me somewhere neat, like, Miami. It's cold and, let's go to Miami. Warm up, come down here, and then it's too late. Um, and that's like my friends who were police posing as teenaged girls and boys in these gaming environments, in these chats on the dark web, and, in other kind of online forums. And then when, they would say, oh, let's meet up, then the guy, they would show up. It would be this dude that they thought that it was, because they run IP addresses and they do this and that. They do a lot of forensics. And then they get busted. But they try and get as much personal information out of you as they can, to use it to gain your trust, and then turn around and, go after your kids, things like that. And
sorry.
we had one that was like targeting single women who were parents to get to their kids.
And he's still doing it.
Hi, honeybee. I love you so much.
Jenny said she is joining Predator Watch to help volunteer to catch these awful men who do this. Now, keep in mind, there's women out there too.
I was going to say, there's women that do it too.
Hugs, Terry.
I mean, because, people think that women are less threatening than a guy is. And the thing of it is these women draw kids in for like a sex trafficking ring. They're like the recruiter, so to speak. And usually the ones that are really, really in it, most sexual predators are men.
Personally, I think they need to all be castrated. These predators need to be castrated.
You won't get an argument from me. That would be after they had done to them what they did to a child.
Yep. And I'm not talking with just a pill or a shot. I'm talking hung upside down like they do pigs.
Well, do a Lorena Bobbitt on them.
That's right. Cut them puppies off.
That was like in my hometown. That was in Manassas.
Yep. I'm telling you. She had the right idea, didn't she?
Yep. Whack it off and throw it out the window going down.
That's just my opinion, folks. That's my opinion. Anybody that wants to harm a child needs to be dealt with. Let them, cut off their little winkers. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you're all right.
A teen girl committed suicide after being rejected by an online boyfriend, but the account was actually ran by a middle-aged woman. Yep. Now, this brings me to a story. So you guys know the Sister Wives, right? You know the story behind Mary on Sister Wives?
Yeah, the catfishing.
Well, okay, so we happen to have somebody in our community that helped bust that catfisher, but I'm not going to say who it is.
Oh, wow.
But this woman that did this catfishing with Mary, she groomed her she knew what her weak point was with Cody. She knew, and she played on it for months and months. And the only reason why she got caught is because she got too confident. And people found out about her. And she's still doing it. She's making money off of doing it. She's still doing it to people. So if it can happen to somebody like that, it can happen to us. It can happen to our children.
Well, just think about how many, even how many seniors are.
I'll be right back. I have somebody at my door.
Okay. Even the elderly can get duped into, giving out their credit cards and doing this kind of stuff. And Um, it is so sad that there are so many ways that there seems like there are more ways now to really draw someone in and hurt them than there were, back when I was growing up. Um, it's it breaks my heart. It absolutely breaks my heart. Um, because you just don't think about humanity being that low, um, to do something like that. Hi, Ghost. How are you?
Tired.
You're tired. I'm with you. I was painting the deck earlier today, and then I had to take my pit bull to the vet. That's always a fun thing. He loves
Yeah,
going to the vet, though.
I was up all night with the Green Bay Wacky. We was speculating all night long on the YouTube crash,
Oh boy.
whether it was aliens or a terrorist cyber attack or something hitting the moon. There was all kinds of theories floating around out there. It was it was crazy. It was fun, but it was crazy.
Well, that's a good conversation. I mean,
Like, where's Uber?
There was somebody at her door, and Bentley and Harley were being the good watchdogs and
So
letting her know.
what have we found out about this girl?
They have discounted the gas station video in Florida as being not credible. That's pretty much it. They're still wanting people to, keep an eye out. There's a little more detail that came out that evidently the door was shot in on the house. So it was, a forcible entry. And yeah, I think it was chaos that did the whole YouTube crash.
Hmm.
There's a reason we call her chaos.
I heard all kinds of stuff last night. I heard everything from Logan Paul and somebody else did a video that went viral, and people were overloaded the servers with a search for this video to um, like some kind of Iranian test thing where they were actually shutting down YouTube into their country, and it backlashed through the servers. Like all kinds of just crazy theories.
What do you think it was?
Well, I don't think it was a cyber attack because, if it was a cyber attack on social media, it wouldn't have just been YouTube.
Right. It would have been
Google
Twitter,
Hangouts
the whole nine yards.
fine. Google Hangouts were working fine and all that. One of the theories was that somebody had hacked YouTube and took over their web address. I don't believe that either because while the crash was going on, it would connect to YouTube, but the things on YouTube wouldn't load up. So it had to be a server issue. I think just YouTube is just still not got their shit together yet. That's what it comes down to. Somebody tripped over a cord somewhere. That's
I was just going to say, I just think it was a server error. I don't think there was anything like criminal behind it or any. I think it's just,
I think that little Geico lizard needed to climb in there and get that Cheeto out of the server, like in that commercial.
Exactly.
What are you doing there, Ghost?
Well, I sent you a message saying that I wasn't going to make it, and I was like, no, I'm a man of my word. I'm getting up there. I'm going to make an appearance.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even get that message. I've been like crazy here this morning between trying to take my shower and people calling and meds and all that kind of stuff. So well, I'm glad you showed up.
Yeah, I was over on Green Bay Wackies all night long exploiting the algorithm with him.
Oh, exploiting the algorithm.
Yeah,
crazy.
He had all the hashtags for the YouTube crash, this and everything, and like the panel we did last night, it's got over 2,000 views already.
Yes, wow, really?
Yeah,
Jeez, oh Pete's.
that's just from putting the right wording in the title about what the topic was with the
Right.
YouTube crash and all that, and it was a trending topic, and that's how you
Wow.
exploit the algorithm. It's the fastest way to grow a channel on YouTube.
Yep.
You
Yep. Your
exploit what's
algorithm.
trending and do videos on what is trending every day,
Mm-hmm.
and the algorithm will take people to your channel that that don't even know who you are.
Wow. Hey, let me go through here real quick. Um, hey Molly, welcome to the chat. And oh, thank you for the compliment on my hair. Yeah, everybody was, I got on Twitter and it was like everybody went into mass hysteria. Yeah, no shit. YouTube is down. YouTube is down. I'm like, oh my God, what did these folks do before
Hangouts started
YouTube?
blowing up. I started getting calls left and right. We was getting ready to do JoJo's show. And we was just getting ready to go live, and we was all in a Hangouts call. We was like, well, we ain't going live now, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Yeah,
2 hours
I
later
was
before we
gonna
went
come
live.
in. I saw her notification, so I clicked it, and it was like everything was down. Then on Twitter, everybody was like, "Oh no, it's down, it's down." So it's like, Netflix, here I come.
I was going to say it was Netflix and Hulu last night for me.
Yep,
So
yep. Oh, thank you, Rosebud. I don't normally wear it down, but I did this morning because it's getting a little bit more chilly out, but it's really growing. Thank you.
oh no, Jennifer, you actually had to talk to your family, the whole of it all, to
I was
have
able to
actual
hack my
human
way
conversation.
into I was
Oh,
able to hack my way into YouTube about 4 times during the crash, and I went on Cab Sevens and I'd type in the chat and I'd be like, "Okay, we are here. We are live, Cab. Hey, what's going on?" And then it'd crash again and kick me out. I'd have to try to get in there again. And
yeah. Well, I see that, Molly, but I can't. I'm in the middle of a show here, so I can't answer your call. So, yeah, I see that.
so no new information other than the door was
No, and
shot in,
you
and
know
they've
what I think
discredited
is
the
funny
yeah,
about this
video.
is that now this morning, before the sheriff was saying that they were shot to death, the parents were shot to death.
Mm-hmm.
Now this morning, they're saying they aren't going to say what the cause of death is until the autopsy is done, which they're doing the autopsy today.
Hmm.
Yes, Molly, I know that you're calling, but yes, Molly, I see that. But I'm doing a show, honey. I can't just stop the show to answer the call, babe. But yes, I see it.
Have we ever found any other information on the Maddox Rich? I know
Nope,
that.
I'm still waiting on that too. There was supposed to be a news conference yesterday. I didn't see anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't
I
either.
went on the Facebook, I Googled it, and still nothing.
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on with that either. Something ain't right with that either.
We haven't heard anything about that young man in North Carolina either, have we?
Nope. They had found a dead body, which was thought to have been, yes, Jenny, which thought to have been Sam, but it was not.
Mm-hmm.
Was not Sam. So they still have not. His birthday is come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. They can't find him. You know. Look at all these missing people.
I know.
Hey, Stewie, how's it going, bud? And all these deaths. I mean, this is just absolutely terrifying. Terrifying. So, and tomorrow, all of you that know, will not be a very pleasant stream, but we're going to bring the awareness out. I have a friend. Hi, Debbie. How are you? No, that
Actually,
body
Uber,
was not his, Jennifer.
Lunatic Dad wants to talk to you about that before
Okay. Who's okay?
anything else.
Molly, I do not answer phone calls at all when I'm um when I'm doing a show. I'm sorry. I just don't. Oh, okay, Lunatic Dad wants to talk to me before that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I've been lurking while doing some work on a computer, but I'm here. You looking lovely today. Trevor, thank you so much. I haven't seen you in a while. No, Molly. No. Okay. So, all right. So anyway, yes. So I want to, well, then I'm not even going to talk about tomorrow then until I've talked to Lunatic Dad.
He's got some reservations about even doing it now because he's afraid that it may cause, like, it's
more.
starting to calm down now and it might cause a backlash. And
all right, I understand that. I mean? Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's a different way to go about it, you know what I mean? So we just got to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk. When we get off from this show, we'll go ahead and talk about it.
Okay.
So, but I will tell you all what I'm going to do Saturday, even though I was supposed to go to Pike's Market. So my sister calls me yesterday and said there is a travel advisory going over there to Seattle, which means the ferries, there's only going to be one ferry running, and it's on a Saturday, so the traffic is going to be terrible going to Seattle. So she said, is there always somewhere else you want to go? I said, yep, I want to go to the ocean. So I'm taking my big old camera with me, and we are going to the ocean.
Oh.
So
are you going up to Kalaloch or somewhere like that?
We are going to, hang on, let me look real quick. La Push? Oh, she just sent me another one that says, plan ahead for ferry schedule, Alaskan way shifts. Oh, so yeah, we made a right choice and to change. Yeah, it's called La Push, Washington is where we're going. So I can't wait. It should be great. I'm looking forward to it. Going to do anything special for Halloween. Well, do you want to talk about that, Paula?
Halloween? We can. I know there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But what we were talking about doing, since I have never done this on a paranormal Friday night, and you guys are always seeing the ghosties behind me, the orbs behind me all the time, is doing maybe a spirit box session in my house and maybe a flashlight session in my house. So would you guys be interested in something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer says, yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Well, that's what we're planning.
See Marie, and they are doing theirs at 8 o'clock Central Time. Or no, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I told her that we wanted to come to watch that, and then we can do our thing or before. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
We could maybe do it like, 9:30, maybe Eastern, something like that. 9:30, 10 o'clock. Because I think C. Marie's got people calling in telling their ghost stories.
Right.
Their paranormal, So part of my Samhain ritual is one of the big themes for Samhain or Halloween is communing with spirit and honoring your ancestors. So I always, have a dumb feast for my dinner. My ritual is usually done around midnight because that's the most powerful time. But the veil between now and Halloween, the veil between the worlds thins. So do not be surprised. Woo! That ringtone, Uber. Woo!
That's the psycho ringtone.
Yeah, it is.
That's the shower scene music.
Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry.
And
Now, what day?
yeah, this
What day are you doing that, Paula?
Halloween night.
Halloween night. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, it'll be, after the little kids have come through and everything like that. So maybe between 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. And do a little ghost box session.
She was asking what the flashlight thing is.
One of the most effective and simple ways that paranormal investigators can use to communicate is to have a little mag light flashlight, and you turn it so that it's just off, and then you ask spirit to turn the light on and answer yes or no questions. You can say, if the answer is yes, turn the flashlight on, and you can say, were you over the age of 10? Were you over the age of 20 when you died? Things like that. I was actually, I was befuddled. We actually had a flashlight session for over 2 hours in a dojo in Front Royal, Virginia. And usually your flashlight sessions only last maybe 10, 15 minutes,
I
and
was going to say about 10
then it's
minutes.
over with. We had
Yep.
two different teams. There was me and Alex, and then there was, Kelly and another lady, and then all four of us in there. And it was over 2 hours total. And we were able to verify stuff by finding the grave at one of the local cemeteries and everything else. It was
Wow.
pretty amazing. You don't need a whole bunch of fancy dancy equipment to communicate with spirit. You can use a little flashlight.
Shannon, do you see what Shannon wrote, guys? If I say I'm going to live stream a colonoscopy, fuckers will be making an appointment for theirs a day before mine.
I was thinking about live streaming my damn mammogram. So, Shannon, you and I were the same.
Oh, God. Oh, that cracks me up. Oh, protecting kids. Uber, someday when you can, do a vid about protecting kids on the internet or ways to spy on your kiddos. We may be able to do that. Guys, what do you think about that?
I'm down for that.
I am
Yeah.
too. You down
Yeah.
for it, Ghost?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Oh, that might be a good thing to do. Might be a good thing to do.
I've actually got a lot. I've got a lot of great ideas for spying your own kids.
Oh, okay.
Things right down to you can buy the little SIM card GPS trackers and put them in their car. You go out, you buy you buy those trackers for like $12 off a Wish, and then you go down to your local like Family Dollar store and buy a $15 track phone. You take the SIM card out of it. Well, you got to activate it in the phone so it has a phone number attached to it. And you take the SIM card out of the phone and put it into the GPS tracker. And anytime you want to know where their vehicle is, if they're out running around, you just dial that phone number, and it'll activate that, and then you can pull up the software on the computer, and it'll show you on the map exactly where they're at.
Carrie, I need to talk to you, babe. Look at Katie B said you guys can try and spy on my kid and let me know what you find out. Okay, Katie B, can you get a hold of me on Twitter? We'll do it. We'll work on it. Hi, Francis. Get a hold of me on ubergooberlady. That was the right one. Yes, Carrie, that is my stalker. Wow. That was my stalker.
Here the other day.
Carrie Allman is a friend of mine from Facebook. She is not now. I've been stalked for what, Carrie? A couple of years? I can sleep, yes. For a couple of years. And I just received a DM on Twitter just as I was hitting go live button here of a an announcement at a funeral home. My stalker passed away.
Wow.
You know, it's funny you said that.
Carrie, thank you for that, sending me that.
You know, being in the paranormal field, though, isn't going to make it worse.
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, I don't think your stalker is going to get anywhere near you with my sister hanging out at your house all the time.
No.
Sandy would whip her ass in a heartbeat. She's feisty like I am. Ain't nothing worse than a pissed off hillbilly. That's all I'm saying.
I can vouch for that.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe she passed away. I saw that and I feel bad for her family. I feel bad that that's happened. She's just, she lived 30 miles from me. She actually drove by my home. She called me at all times of the night and day. She did some terrible stuff. Oh my gosh, yeah. Carrie, I need to get a hold of you. Did you get my phone number, honey? Yeah. Matter of fact, I've still got her pulled up on my Google search. Chris, it came due from a Facebook group that we had, and she kept wanting to get in the group, and I wouldn't let her because she was just mean. She caused a lot of problems. We have an unsolved 3-person family murder here in the area. Parents were killed. Their 10, 12-year-old daughter is missing, only for her remains to be found in a creek. What? When is this, Shannon?
Shannon, DM me some details on that one, honey.
Oh my God, yeah, Shannon. I don't know, Daffodilus. I don't know. I've been Bonnie. My gosh. My gosh.
And you know,
Yes,
Uber,
that's the one.
I was thinking, you know, when you were telling me about you kept hearing the song Stormy Weather.
Uh-huh.
Well, that only started a couple of days before the hurricane. I think she was trying to warn you
About the hurricane.
about the hurricane and getting you to go live and trying to warn people and get information to them.
Wow. Unbelievable. Carrie, I will send you my phone number. Or you've got my phone number still, don't you? Or did you lose it like you lose everything else? Just saying. Did you just try calling me from North Carolina, by the way? Carrie? Was that you that tried calling me?
Maybe it was
I called and have it.
on
Okay,
the
that was you that called. Oh, okay. Call me when you get when I'm. Oh, it was you. Okay, I'll give you a call back when I get done. All right, babe. Whoo. Okay, guys. So we may have a story to talk about. Okay, I'll return that call, Carrie, here in a few minutes when I get off of here, babe. I love you too. And then we'll get back on Messenger because I'll let you know. I'll get back to you on Messenger. So gosh almighty, I can't believe she passed away. See, I'm kind of at a loss for words because this has been 2 years. This woman's been stalking me.
I was going to say, but she put you through hell, Uber.
She did put me through hell. Yep. And I have a rap sheet on that woman that you would not believe. I can't believe it either. I can't believe it either. Yeah. She lived 30 miles away from me. She'd drive by my home. She would call me at all hours of the day and night.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I mean, almost 2 years. 2 years. And it was pretty bad. Pretty
bad. Could there
bad.
be a possibility that it be faked?
No, I just pulled it up on the crematory where she's at, and she's there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
KDB, I do personal readings every once in a while. If somebody's got something, you know, really going on that they.
I'm going to eat out the back door. Tawana. Yes. Saying what you see in your yard. Yes. I verified it.
Tawana, I'm sending you some healing, honey.
Yep. Yep. Carrie knows it's all real. It's all happened. She saw it all. Hoofda. So, we were going to do something different tomorrow, but apparently we may not be doing it. And it's for the safety of the young lady.
In a different way.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that afterwards. But
yeah, we'll talk about it here in a few
different way to
minutes.
do it without singling anybody out.
But if we've got another case here that Shannon is talking about, we may have to get Shannon up on panel tomorrow, and she's sending us all the information.
Yeah.
We may want to do that tomorrow, huh? Guys, and then also let's work on a show. Get rid of bloated belly. I'm dieting. It's so uncomfortable. Go take a shit, Marie.
Yeah, This Girl's Journey. I did see that one, and I knew he was in the Potomac the minute that I saw it come out on that 19-year-old boy.
Oh, that's so sad.
We might even be able to kind of put the scam thing to rest and do the following up on your children.
Yes.
In one thing. And Lunatic Dad would be a good person to have on there because he's got so many kids as well. So
yeah, we could do that. Okay, well, let's just do that. Let's do a show tomorrow on how to follow up on your children and get them
prevent them from getting scammed.
Yeah. Yep. See if we get them getting scammed. I'm going to talk with Katie B. She said that we are allowed to try to see if her child will give us any information. And so let's work on that and see what we can do.
Sounds like a plan. I know that with Nations 13, we've got a payback stream for Red Kryptonite at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you guys want to, head on over to Red Kryptonite's channel. We'll be doing the payback stream, and it's just a way for the Nations 13 to give back to the people that support them. It's kind of like a raffle, but what it is he takes in so much money in donations throughout the course of the day or in his stream, and at the end of his stream, he picks one person randomly to share all that support with. So it's interesting, it's fun, and you might come out of there with some coin in your pocket.
Yes.
We're doing one for Anarchy Jack Colorado Explorers on Saturday that Dad is actually helping out with.
Cool. So. Yeah, so remember, Red Kryptonite tonight. Guys, go over and check out his channel. That is tonight. So let's check that out. Make sure you sub to Bull Run Paranormal and Ghost Mafia. And we are going to shut it down. So we don't have any news. If we hear of anything on Jayme, we will get back to you all as soon as possible. And I want to thank you all for coming in. Tomorrow, we're going to see if we can't catch somebody talking and saying things they shouldn't be. Okay, guys. All right. Well, I am out of here. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Thanks, Paula. What do you got to say?
Be well and walk in love and light, everybody.
Okay, Ghost, what do you got to say?
Like, share, subscribe, retweet. Hit that bell for Uber Goober.
Guys, thanks, everybody. I sure appreciate it. Bentley says bye, too. Okay, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.